is that time of the year again. 20 movies for 2022. This has been another stellar year for film. We've had a lot of talented directors release amazing films, many of them newcomers, and a good amount have created blockbusters, which left my jaw on the floor. Nonetheless, this is my own opinion, which means this is the most extraordinary review list you'll get from 2022. I was able to watch all the movies I wanted to see, so I'm pleased about that. Before I start, I've got to cover these 5 honorable mentions: Prey, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Bullet Train, 3,000 Years of Longing, and Violent Night. Now let's get to it, the top 20 of 2022. Wakanda Forever should not have worked, yet it did, beautifully. I am still amazed at how well they told Shuri's story. I wasn't a big fan of the first, and going into this after the loss of the lead character, I knew what the producers had to do to the story to keep the movie greenlit, but it still left me on the edge of my seat. Namor is by far my new favorite character in the MCU, and I can't wait to see more of his story. But besides this movie, the MCU really ran itself into the ground this year with a bunch of lackluster films. I saw this film on a whim and was surprised by how much it moved me. Journalism movies have a way of getting me excited because I find the fact of someone trying to uncover the truth fascinating, and I believe they told this story with true excellence. You can't deny the craft of a Spielberg movie. I was just happy to see something told about his life through his own eyes. The movie is in no way spectacular, but the acting and his love of film truly stand out. I turned this one on out of nowhere one day, then watched it again later in the same day with the family. It's absolutely bonkers, but what else can you expect from a movie about Weird Al? It was funny, heartwarming, and just true enough to make you admire his genre. I still have not gotten this movie out of my head. I plan on rewatching it, but haven't found the right opportunity to do so. Elvis has always been a figure in my life, as we share a birthday, and to see Austin Butler knock it out of the park was impressive. There are times at the very beginning where the movie gets too out of hand and feels like a carnival ride, but when it brings you back down to earth, it's the greatest movie ever. I did not see it in theaters, nor do I ever wish to, but after going most of the year without seeing it, I knew I had to. The reviews were too good to be true, and I had to see it for myself, and I loved it. I do not love jump scares, but I appreciated the story. The humor was quick, the story subtle, the monster incredibly hideous, Barbarian with everything I did not expect, and more. When Knives Out becomes the standout in a year of some of the most fantastic movies this past decade, you know the sequel really had to stand out. Glass Onion does that. It's funnier, it's weirder, the characters are more extravagant, and so is the plot. I think this deserves a rewatch because on my second viewing I fell in love with it, and I think it might top the first by just a smidge. The Northman is a beautifully crafted Viking revenge story. The trailer may sway you into thinking this is a ravaging tale of blood, yet it turns out to be a calm thriller that leads to a climactic lava battle. I really enjoyed it, but the reason it's farther down on my list is because I don't see myself tuning in to rewatch this anytime soon. It's not common to go into a movie where the trailer basically tells you where it's going to go, yet the menu does just that and succeeds. Add in some twists and turns to balance your palate, and this film keeps you coming back for more. It's simple and sweet, just how I like it. More people are not talking about this, and it is upsetting because All Quiet on the Western Front might be one of the best war films we have seen in years. It is a brutal retelling of a legendary tale. The cinematography is a standout in this film with horrifying imagery. I was lucky enough to not know the original story and went in blind to the movie, and ended up just floored by it. Please go watch it if you have not already. It is on Netflix. I loved Fresh. Absolutely loved it. Daisy Edgar-Jones completely stole the spotlight this year, and I'm happy for her because I loved her in this. Sebastian Stan was creepy yet charismatic, and the little dance scene where he's cooking up dinner was one of my favorites this year. With subtle humor and an all-around fantastic cast, Fresh was a unique tale and a terrifyingly fun ride. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies was hilarious and surprisingly one of the best of the year. I don't usually go out of my way to see horror movies in theaters, but sometimes You just know when one is going to lean more into the thriller genre, and this did. I love murder mysteries, and I truly did not see that ending coming. A24 had a kick-ass year, and this was their horror blockbuster. Coming from the biggest Avatar hater I know, I am floored by just how much I enjoyed this movie. I was that one person in my friend group to trash Avatar for being overrated without rewatching it. I finally did before the sequel and was surprised at how well it held up. Then, when I went into Way of Water, I was left wanting every goddamn sequel James Cameron can give me. This was worth the wait. He was right. It's beautiful. It's magical. It is out of this world, literally. The third act is one of the best of the year, and I cannot wait to rewatch it again. Cha-Cha Real Smooth is most likely a film people forgot about, but I did not. I love simple, down-to-earth movies, and this one really got me. Coming-of-age movies have been a favorite genre for years, and Cha-Cha Real Smooth is a staple. Cooper Raiff directs and acts in this, and I can't wait to see what else he has in store. I just rewatched this earlier this week to confirm where I would put this on my list, and I bumped this bitch way the fuck up. I don't know why, but I was in an emotional mood when watching this, where I had tears in my eyes with almost every scene. I completely agree with everyone who says this is just a classic movie all around. This is a modern classic, a marvel of cinema. I loved everything about it the second time around. Tom Cruise is my idol and proves he's one talented son of a bitch. I bet a lot of you watching this did not expect this, but I thoroughly enjoyed Bones and All, more than I anticipated. This was more than just a cannibal movie, it's a love story, a fucked up one at that. It gave me Bonnie and Clyde vibes mixed with Romeo and Juliet despair. Where this leads to is not what I expected, yet it also what ultimately made me fall for this film. It is not for everyone, I know that, but if you like it, then don't be afraid. The return of the In Bruges duo was something I looked forward to the moment I heard the announcement. The Banshees of INISHERIN is far more depressing than funny, but those dry humor jokes truly lighten up the mood to a very sad tale. Colin Farrell is perfect in this role. He's sweet and kind-hearted. It hurts me every time he gets hurt. It's poetic and feels like I was watching a love song come to light. It ends, but the story does not, and I love it for that. My mom may not have loved or understood this low-budget multiverse family action tale, but I did on my third rewatch. Everything Everywhere All at Once deserves all the praise. If it doesn't get nominated for an Oscar, then I will boycott. And if it does, and it does not win, then I will riot. There's not much to say that hasn't already been said. Michelle Yeoh is wonderful as a bitter housewife who is presented with a unique opportunity to change her life. This is, in my humble opinion, the film of the year. I am amazed that I put Batman at 2 and not at 1. I adore this movie more than the regular person because I am a fanboy when it comes to Batman. It was my most anticipated movie of the year, and it delivered on all fronts. Because it's a superhero movie in the technical sense, I don't expect this to be nominated for anything, but it should be. The pacing and the cinematography make this noir crime movie a masterpiece. Take the cape and cowl out of the picture and you got a gritty detective drama with fantastic characters, action sequences, beautiful set pieces, and one hell of a car chase. The Batman gave me everything I wanted from it, and I am so happy about that. But there was one movie that I thought was flawless. The Batman is the #1 movie that came from my anticipated movies of the year, but a movie that I think about more than once a week, and a movie that gets me so excited every time I rewatch it, is #1. And that movie is... If you told me I would put Nope at #1 when I didn't even have it in my list of most anticipated films of the year, I would have laughed at you. I just don't like horror movies, but it was a case of it looked more like a thriller, a UFO thriller at that. I went out of my comfort zone to see it on the big screen, and I am so happy I did. I saw this 3 times in theaters, and each time it blew me away. The score is one of my favorites of the year. The design of the alien is mesmerizing. The abduction scenes are terrifying yet gorgeous to look at. In my opinion, this is Jordan Peele's magnum opus. A blockbuster in every sense of the word. Nope was a sight to behold. A movie that makes me want to get up and cheer. It was one of the greatest surprises of the year for me, and hands down, my favorite movie of 2022.
What's a bad miracle? They got word for that.
Yeah, nah. Yeah!
Tune in every Friday for new movie videos. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below what other movies you would like me to do videos on. Thank you, Mom, for editing the scripts for my movie essays. I appreciate you. Till next time, thanks for watching. Catch you on the flip side.